Hi, Desislava. Welcome to We Know the Rules podcast. How are you?
Hello, thank you. Good, thank you.
I'm just going to go straight in because I am so excited that you're here and you made history this year and became the first female referee to referee the finals of the Triple Crown tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
It was an amazing experience because I worked very hard for it for many years. So yeah, it was something that I've waited for so long. So I was really excited to do it.
Yeah, because when I was watching some of your interviews over the years, I actually found a clip when you were interviewed 5 years ago and you were asked what was the dream. And then you said, well, of course, it's the World Championship final. And
Yeah.
5 years later, you got it.
Yeah, I believe it's every referee's dream. So yeah, I'm really glad that I had the chance to do it.
So you did the Masters final in 2022, I believe, and UK Championship in 2022 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good year for me, but obviously it's two separate seasons. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I think this year is a great season, great year for you as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Finally achieved the dream.
Yes. Could you tell us a bit more in terms of how you got the news that you would be refereeing the final and how was it leading up to the day?
We were in Manchester for an event, and Jan Verhaas spoke to me, basically told me that I have the final, and he congratulated me. And since then, literally every day I was at work, there were different people coming to congratulate me. We started straight away with all the interviews, with World Snooker, with different medias. And yeah, it was a huge build-up because even when I was in Bulgaria for a week before the Worlds, I was given interviews, like 2, 3 interviews every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically the whole world started for me like a month earlier, because literally every day I had some appointments for interviews. And, especially for Bulgaria, it was a big thing because the sport is not so big at home. So that was a huge plus, to make it more popular and get new kids to practice.
Yeah. So how was it that
Mm.
all of a sudden the attention was all on you? How did you feel? How was that?
I was trying to ignore all that, basically trying to prepare myself, thinking like it's a match, I should ref as I always do, it's a match as a match. Basically trying not to think about the whole attention and that this is the biggest game of the season, just so I'd be able to, keep my nerves down, be more concentrated. But yeah, it's easy to say and it's very difficult to actually manage that.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Mm.
So you
Mm.
mentioned about to keep your nerves down. Do you feel nervous going into a match?
Um, Not anymore. And I believe because after let's say for the Masters final, I knew a month earlier that I'm having this final. And I was nervous the whole month. But once I was at Ali Pali, I just got into my normal rhythm. So I wasn't nervous at all for the final or any of the games. So I thought I'll manage to do that for the Worlds as well.
Mm.
And I did manage up until the evening before the final, when we had Bulgarian TV in Crucible, the president of the Bulgarian Federation. They had so many surprises for me and presents, and they made it such a big deal that I actually started feeling the nerves. But when the match started, maybe the first session, I was more nervous, and after that, it was just back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine because, like you say, it is a big deal, right? For your country
Mm.
and you're representing not just the sport, you're representing the country.
Yeah, especially for Bulgaria, it was a big deal because it's like a new sport in our country. and we definitely need to make it more popular, and we're doing our best together with the players, the other referees from Bulgaria, the president of the federation. So we're growing definitely as a sport at home.
Yeah. Do you feel a sense of responsibility in that sense?
Yeah, definitely. Plus, I was one of the first referees from Bulgaria, and
Cool.
yeah, we've been here from the start, seeing how players improve and how the federation grows.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that I'm still part of it.
Yeah. And you just such wonderful achievement and representation for your country, for women in sports, really.
Yeah.
So could you take us kind of back to the beginning? How did you start? How did you get into snooker or pool?
And in the town where I grew up, Sliven, pool is very popular as a game. So I used to go play after school, but not like serious practicing because we didn't have any like good players or coaches, nothing like that. So it's just a bunch of kids going to the club trying to figure out how to play. And then I decided I'll watch snooker on TV just so I could figure out how to control the cue ball and things like that because there was literally no other way to learn. And then I got keen on snooker. And when I moved to Sofia, I found out that we have a referees association, so I just applied and I had a seminar, then I took an exam and I just started reffing.
That's really interesting because you took interest in playing pool, but you didn't actually, after you moved to Sofia, you didn't start playing pool. Sorry, you didn't start playing snooker. Straight away, you went for the refereeing.
Yeah, because I knew I'm not going to be such a good player in snooker.
Okay.
And I thought being a referee still makes me part of the game.
Mm,
And I'm very close, seeing all the perfect angles of the good shots and
yeah.
everything. So yeah, I just felt I should do it and I did it.
Yeah. So what I love I love watching snooker. So what's in snooker that attracted you at the time?
Um, just that there is loads of strategy
Mm.
and thinking about angles and controlling of the cue ball and all that is not something to just watch and have fun. It's something you watch and you're actually thinking together with the players.
Mm.
And yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah. So when you're refereeing, I noticed that you would kind of walk with the players as well. You're not very close to them, but you're kind of almost standing from the same kind of angle with them. Is that the
Yeah,
protocol?
yeah, we do have special positioning. So the main thing is first to not disturb the players,
Sure.
but also to be at the perfect position to see if there would be a foul or not.
Yes, of course.
So sometimes they're in a position where they might commit actually two different fouls, and we need to be able to judge which one is more likely to happen and focus on that.
Yeah.
Also, we need to be in a position where we would be as fast as possible, picking up the balls from the pockets, respotting the colors.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a whole structure around that,
Mm.
but obviously most of it you learn with time, with experience.
Yeah. So when you're watching the players, do you play in your head as well?
Yeah, yeah. We need to be able to read the game and know what they're gonna play, so we could
Mm.
position ourselves better.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So with all the positioning, how long did it take you to kind of feel like, yeah, I'm good at this?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, because um, I always try to be perfect, which obviously it's not possible. But at the beginning, I was very critical of myself because I thought, oh, here I wasn't in the perfect position
Mm.
because I wanted to be always perfect. But sometimes, due to situation in the previous shot, you need to make changes in your position,
Mm.
basically using common sense. And also sometimes you might think you're doing everything good, especially when you're a beginner, but then you come up to a situation where you realize, oh, there is a better way to do that.
Mm.
So I don't know. I believe it takes years to feel absolutely 100% comfortable with your positioning.
Yeah. So how easy or how difficult it is to respotting those balls? Is that the right term?
Oh,
Respotting?
respotting is not difficult at all. It's very easy, and it's something that it's one of the first things you learn, and it's very straightforward. So it's not difficult at all.
Mm, okay. So have you encountered any challenges throughout your career so far?
Oh, yeah, many challenges, especially when somebody is passionate about what they do, you know, um, no matter what happens, you keep doing it.
Mm,
But yeah, it is challenging because you need to be concentrated for long hours.
yeah.
We also travel a lot. Um, Sometimes even on big holidays, we're away.
Mm.
So yeah, there are some challenges, but when you want to do it, you just do it.
That's true. That is so true. Any particular challenges because you're a woman?
No, not a, we never had an issue with that. I guess it's when I started, I was like 20 years old, little girl. So I had to work a bit hard and to pretend that I'm like really strict to be taken more seriously. But I don't think it was just because I'm a woman. It's just when you see a young kid showing up, especially from a country where snooker is not popular, it's normal to kind of, need to work a bit harder to prove yourself and to be taken seriously. But I never had an issue as a woman in the game.
Well, that's really good to hear. I think you just come across as really, I think, really humble. You kind of just take things, you know, as they come. You don't strike me as a complaining type.
Well, it depends on the situation and in the mood. But yeah, it's, priorities. And yeah, I believe what I choose, it's, my own choice and my own responsibility. So nothing to complain about.
Sure. So there
Mm.
have been some kind of high profile clashes between yourself as a referee and some players. And I guess what I wanted to kind of talk about is that maybe like you said that you started as like quite young and you're still young, you're probably younger than most of the players, and some players are so experienced, they probably had quite big ego as well. And during a game, during a match, how do you manage that?
Well, it's just at one point I realized that we referees were not there to, punish. We're there to help the flow of the game, to be easier for both of the players, to not have too much distraction and things like that. So sometimes there could be clashes because of the whole, pressure of the match, or the crowd, or something else. Plus, we're not like machines. We do make mistakes as well. But yeah, I just try to do my best and, to resolve whatever situation it is the best I can at that moment. And that's it. I wouldn't take it personal or anything like that because, I just do my best. Players do their best, and we all have to deal with pressure as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. I think that's something that I actually mentioned before myself as well, just in terms of, I think a lot of people see referees as being there to be kind of against them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And I completely agree with you that we're here of a service, right? We're helping them. We're really sort of facilitating the match, the
Yeah.
game, to allow them to do their thing. And so,
Yeah. Well, we also, we have to call the
of
fouls,
course,
give warnings and all that. But it's not what we want. We do it because it's part of the rules, because we need to enforce the rules. But we're there really to make it easier for both of the players. So yeah.
yeah. Was there any kind of really memorable game for you that you referee?
Um,
It could be a good memory or
maybe,
not so good memory.
yeah. Oh, one of the finals I revved, was a Champion of Champions, Joe Trump against Neil Robertson. And it was an amazing match because it had so many different situations, with a huge comeback to the last frame. We didn't know who's going to win. It was just like very, felt like emotional big game with so many situations.
Hmm.
So I kind of more remember the um, feeling of the match than the actual scores and what exactly happened. But I just remember it as one of the best matches I've revved.
Mm. So what kind of feelings did you have at the time?
Well, it was just I was trying to be like really, really concentrated, and I was a bit nervous at the start because it was one of my first big finals. But it's just that the way it started, one person leading, then the other one coming back. We had foul and misses, situation where I decided I'm not gonna call a miss, which happens so rarely. And it was just a good game. Both of them performing really well and fighting. So yeah, it was just a good match.
Mm. And I think that, yeah, it was quite close, wasn't it? It was a comeback
Yeah,
victory
yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So, talking about, well, you're refereeing the World Championship final this year. Would you say that's the high of your career so far?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that you could at the moment could get higher than that for now.
Yeah. Yeah, I never believed I would rev the whole Triple Crown. And I remember listening to people like Brendan and Jan and Ollie, how many Triple Crowns they revved. And I was like every single time amazed. And now that I've done it once, it's just maybe I should go for it second time.
Would that be the next step,
But
you
yeah,
think?
I would guess so, yeah. Yeah. But we have so many good referees that um I don't think it's gonna happen, or even if it happens, it's gonna be after many, many years. But it's not something that I really have to do now. I've done it once and I'm very glad that I had the chance.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the high. How about the low? What's the low point of your career, would you say? What was there one?
I don't know. I mean, I've had bad matches, I've had good matches. Um, and when I started, obviously I was making more mistakes. I don't know what would be my low. The beginning,
Yeah, but
the
you're right.
beginning, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you're right. Like, we all make mistakes. And I think you mentioned earlier as well that, referees are not machines, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So, mistakes are made. And how do you deal with those mistakes that you made?
But that's very difficult. Basically, yeah, you just try not to do it ever again. Um, and most of the time, the mistakes come from just like few seconds of lack of concentration, because it's very difficult to keep it 100% the whole time.
Mm.
But you just try not to make it ever again. But also, it's very difficult to, once you made some mistake during a match, you have to kind of stop thinking about it during the match, because if you keep thinking about it, then you lose concentration, then you make more mistakes. But yeah, when the match finishes, it's just, at least I feel awful. And I keep reliving them, and but it's part of the game.
Yeah,
As long as you do your best to not make it again.
sure. Yeah, I completely, because I feel the same. If I make mistakes, and after a fight or something, and I would just keep rethinking the mistake that I made, and it would take me days. I don't know how long would it take you to get
Oh,
over it?
depends on the situation, but with some of them I'll remember till the end of my life. But it depends on the mistake, depends on the person, depends on the situation.
Yeah. Is there one that you wouldn't mind sharing? or would that be too much?
No, I just can't think of a specific one, but I had little mistakes, and especially when it's a big match and you want to be perfect, you kind of get angry at yourself that you make some silly, stupid mistakes, when you should have made them. But yeah, because I would be very strict on myself, even sometimes counting the points. In my head, I would think, let's say, oh, I should go now 10 when they put the pink, let's say. And I'm walking to restart the pink, but I'm already thinking how to position myself for the next thread.
Mm.
And because I'm thinking for the next thread, I would already say 11 instead of 10. And little mistakes like that. But you don't want to do that, especially on TV.
Sure.
It's not something that would really affect the game because you're scoring it correctly. You straight away realize you miscounted. But yeah, it's just we don't want to do any mistakes.
No. So do you count the scores in your head?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't have a microphone or like like
No, 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 we count everything. We do see the scoreboard,
right?
but it's not possible to keep looking at the scoreboard every single shot, and you shouldn't really do that because most of the time your eyes should be on the table.
Sure.
But yeah, even when we score by ourselves with a zapper with remote, um, we still count in our heads every single shot. So yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's really multitasking. So you're watching the table,
Yeah,
calculating in your head, and you have to
but
really
it helps the
manage.
concentration. Yeah, it helps the concentration, so it's not that bad.
Okay. Yeah. And do you wear headphones? Do you wear anything? Do you communicate?
No, no,
Nothing at all.
no, no.
Okay. But do you get any support, say, during?
Well, usually if we're on TV table,
Hmm,
we would have, because most events there would be like another 4 or 5 tables, depending on the event,
sure.
for one TV table. And if we're on TV table, we have a marker, which is another ref,
Hmm,
who is sat behind the laptop scoring for us.
okay.
But they also freeze the screen for like safety shots. So let's say if I need to put the balls back and it's really messy situation, they could, overlap the pictures and help us put back the balls.
Yeah.
But that's only for TV table. Like on the other tables, we do everything by ourselves with the help of the players, obviously, because they've
Yes.
seen the shot better than us.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. So what kind of tools or gadget do you have on you or with you to help you manage the table?
Well, we have a ball marker. At least, well, most of us have at least two ball markers. One would be for checking if the spots are available. Let's say if you need to respot a pink.
Hmm.
Another one is to clean the cue ball. It's a bit bigger and easier to manage with it. A coin for the draw for who to break, and a triangle.
I saw that you designed your own at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been doing that for the last couple of years, but this summer I had a few months at home, so I decided I'll figure out a way to actually produce it, because it's one thing drawing it on your laptop and it's a different thing to produce it.
Yeah.
And found a friend of mine who he's a great designer, but he also is very keen on 3D printing. So he helped me buy myself, a 3D printer, gave me an advice what printer to buy. And then we kept communicating, how do I make this? How do I make that? And at the end, the two of us decided, to just start working together. Because he was, at the beginning, he was producing cue holders, for pool, in pool, how they use fuel cues.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the personalized holders, and then me with the triangle. And at the end, we decided, well, why not, start doing something together. But right now we're kind of designing like personalized presents, especially for Christmas. It's
Mm,
something, yeah, it's just because we both love designing
yeah.
and we have some experience. So yeah, we just decided to start together.
Yeah. That's so exciting. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in one of your interviews that I watched, you said there were 4 women in the Crucible this year. I think in was it
Um,
the World Championship,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
sorry, 4 female referee, 4 women referees.
Yeah. With Tatiana and Małgorzata and Micah.
How
Yeah.
important was that?
Um, it's not important because even I very often say this, I'm there to be a referee, you know, I'm not a woman referee. I don't do anything different from the men. And it's same for them girls. It's just, I believe it's good for people watching at home, especially for, you know, little girls who enjoy watching snooker, just so they know, um, we're accepted, you know, and we feel good there, and it's not so strange anymore, you know, to have women doing the job. Because especially like in Bulgaria, most of the referees are actually women. It's just women are more keen on this job, but we don't do anything different from the men. So I don't really like the separation of, because nobody says like, oh, you're my favorite male ref, you know, you're my favorite ref. That's it, you
Mm.
know, because we do the same job.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
But I think it takes, how should I put it? I think not everybody thinks that way.
Probably, but you know, I'll be happy when the moment comes that nobody would notice, you know, nobody would notice is it a male ref or female ref. It's, you know, we all try to do the same job. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would be, yeah, that would be the best moment.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But still, you made history, and a lot of other women,
Yeah,
also made history in snooker, in world championships.
correct.
So, yeah. So, congratulations. I know that you just want to be seen
Thank
as
you.
a ref, but still, it's a great achievement.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any, well, you mentioned about the young girls watching snooker, at home and stuff. Do you have any advice for the girls and young women who are watching snooker, maybe thinking about playing or thinking about officiating?
Yeah, I definitely think if they enjoy watching the game, they should definitely try play. Or if they don't enjoy playing, they should try reffing. But they shouldn't be worried that they're not going to be accepted or anything like that. There's so many girls now playing. We have European championships for women, world championships for women, and they're actually very good players as well. So I don't think any girl should be worried about anything. You're interested, you just sign in, you know,
Mm,
and then you decide if you want to keep doing it or not.
yeah, yeah. So your message is basically, well, just do it. If you want to do it, if you want to try it, just go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah.
You know what? Like talking to you so far, it sounds that snooker is a really positive, supportive environment. Would you say that? Would you say so?
Yeah, in general, yeah. You know, every environment could have tough times, tough situations, but in general, yes, it's a big supportive team. You know, we call it snooker family, especially when you travel around.
Mm.
And yeah, you wouldn't feel alone at events, you know. There is always somebody to talk to. If you need help, there is always somebody to help you. So yeah, it's in general a very good environment.
Mm. Yeah, it's so important to have the support around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you have any mentors while you're learning your trade?
Yeah, well, in general, we have assessors on every event.
Yeah.
So what those assessors do, they'll sit down, watching different matches, and they'll write down what you're doing good, what you need to improve or to change. They'll give you advice, sit down, talk to you, show you photos, and then they'll watch you at the next event, see if you're improving, or if they see something else that might need improving. And that's the way we learn. because you can't all of a sudden show up an event and know everything. It's not possible. And so many things, like even after you rest for 2, 3 years, all of a sudden something new would happen, some new situation. And then all of a sudden you realize that other things you need to learn, just from experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, the people who helped me the most were Brendan Moore and Jan Verhaas. And yeah, it's just, they're great teachers and they have always been there, and I never felt awkward or worried to go and ask them myself a question. Like if I'm not sure, they're so open, and that's their job, to help you. But whenever you go and ask, they'll be there, explain to you, no judgment, there are no stupid questions. So yeah, for me, it was mostly them too. Obviously, Paul Collier as well. Later on, we had Olivier Martel was assessor as well, but it's just I started mostly with Brendan and Jan at the beginning, doing all the PTCs. So yeah, for me, they're the two biggest mentors.
Yeah, no, that sounds really, really great. I think a lot of times that I know I'm bringing in gender again, but I think sometimes that, some people think that, oh, we should have like a female mentor or something, but actually men actually play a big part, and there are men that they are completely selfless and they're really happy to give you their experience, to give you advice and stuff. So it's really great that you have got some people like that.
Yeah. At some point, it felt like I have two fathers in snooker, because they're always there to help. You can rely on them. So yeah, we had this joke.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
I don't know yet. I mean, till Christmas, I'm staying at home. I'm not traveling, and we'll see then for next year what happens.
Yeah. But in terms of, well, I assume that you're obviously continuing with refereeing. Let's say in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, do you have kind of vision what you would be doing within snooker?
To be honest, from being a ref, some people become like assessors, like we already said, like Jan, Brendan, Ole. Other people with the experience become like tournament directors, assistant tournament directors. But I'm not keen on any of those roles. I prefer reffing and that's it. So I guess it was just stay as ref.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. One more question. I'm really intrigued. What's the toughest thing that you ever have to deal with in a match?
Well, that I would say difficult calls.
Hmm.
A couple of times I had to call only a foul without a miss, even though there are enough points, because I believe it was impossible to escape and they did their best, to hit the ball. But it's always a tough call. Also like simultaneous hit, push shot. They're just tough situations and tough calls. And yeah, you just, I don't think any ref wants to be in those really, controversial situations, but they do happen. So you just deal with them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I really love the way that you kind of talk. You just yeah, I
Thank
don't know.
you.
You just get on with it, and I really love it. You just say, well, anything could happen, and then you just deal with it.
Yeah, well, no other option.
That is true. That is also true. Do you feel differently when
Yeah.
you're on camera if the match is being like on TV and stuff?
Yeah, especially at the beginning, because I in general don't like cameras, photos, but it's part of the job. And we've worked with our camera crew guys for so many years, so it's like a whole routine around the table, switching positions. And at one point it becomes automatic, you just keep doing it. But to be honest, I'll prefer if I'm not on TV. I just feel awkward. even though during a match you kind of forget their cameras, you don't realize once you're concentrated. But it's just not my favorite thing.
Mm, yeah. Because I think that you're quite famous for, and also I think during a match that you're often commented as that being very sort of calm and no nonsense and very fair. Is it a learned behavior, or is it you're always a very calm person? Do you think that's the quality you always have?
No, no, definitely not. Um, it's what's part of the job. You need to be able to stay calm in tough positions. You need to be able to be strict. You need to be able to control a crowd and, just deal with situations. But in my everyday life, I'm not like that. It has happened to me even a commentator to commentate my match on TV,
Mm.
and they meet me, let's say, in the bar in the hotel and not recognize me as a person just because all of a sudden I don't have glasses on, I have a big smile, and people usually don't recognize me off the table.
But that's great. Like, you have a different kind of persona when you're as a red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Great. Right. Finally, is there anything that you feel is really important that I haven't asked? Anything or anything that you
Uh,
want to add?
no, not really. I think you asked good questions, so
No.
yeah, thank you.
No, great. Well, Desislava, thank you so much. Like just I said from the beginning that I was so excited when, when you agreed that you're going to be on the podcast, and talking to you is such a pleasure. And just I am so happy for your achievements so far. And I just
Oh,
think
thank you so much.
it's just great. And I hope
Thank
that
you.
you keep shining and then just keep doing your thing
Oh,
and campaigning, for all the referees. You know,
thank you. Thank you very much.
no, you're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.